What you'll hear next may astonish, disturb, and provoke you. Know that the events, characters, and conversations are not real. They are imaginary, concocted for the purpose of release and entertainment. Interpret accordingly.
Sup, homies? It's Don and Greg. We're here again for another episode. It's Thanksgiving Day. We are eating some nummy Chinese food, cause it's the only thing open in this neighborhood.
Yep, that's the way we're doing it with, because it's Thanksgiving week, and there's, everything. It's like everybody left the town for this fucking holiday already, even though we're days away from when we're recording this. This is like the beginning of the week, and wait, no, Greg, don't eat all of it. No! Oh, dude, all I said was I wanted one egg roll, and out of that entire container, that whole thing, I just wanted one egg roll, and you just chomped all of it.
Hold on.
Ew, no, ew. Oh, ow. Oh.
Here you go.
It touched my arm. No,
I don't. Look, I haven't even chomped it. It's just a little slimy.
No, your esophagus already started breaking it down. I don't want any part of that. I'm sorry. Why did you have to deep throat it like that? You ate it in such a strange way afterwards.
I didn't want to chew it. It was so yummy as is.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I ate it like a duck.
But that's the thing that Greg and I are dealing with right now in Chicago for whatever reason.
Listen, man, there's this whole thing of sweet and sour chicken ready for you.
Oh God, thank you, dude. I didn't even see
man.
that. I didn't see that over there.
I'm sorry. It's just that it's so rare for me to get actual egg rolls, and I wanted to say that I'm thankful for today, especially that our friendos have joined us.
Yes, I'm thankful for that too. Thank you for joining us. I'm Don.
I'm Greg.
And we are the Boxcar Buddies.
That's us.
And we're extra thankful this week that we're joined most weeks by you. And when Greg and I get together, typically in the week, we talk about the content for which we are always thankful to escape into, because our lives are, not that great. Nobody's are every single day,
It's pretty fucking miserable at times.
Yeah.
But not today.
Because we got
Chinese food.
That's right.
We've got a warm boxcar. Mm-hmm. We've got a nice fire. And we're surrounded by all of our friends.
Yes, we are. Hey, guys. Thanks for stopping by.
Please untie me, Greg.
Not until the show's over, freak.
Yes, I said no. I'm not staying here for this. I'm hungry.
How did you tie Draco? That makes no sense.
I'm actually keeping Draco here just out of, it's a mental prison. I'm keeping him here motivated afterward for a sheep. Isn't that right? Didn't I say, what did I say?
You
2
said
sheep,
5,
Draco?
you stupid fuck.
Yeah, okay.
You know better than to lay down on a promise there, Don.
Yes, I do, Martha. And I would not promise Draco anything that I couldn't deliver on.
You
which
dirty fucking city slicker.
Just take it easy. And I said I would get that book back to you. I appreciate the extension on the library
You're
book.
lucky I don't have my 6-shooter on my hands.
I know. You are the quickest shot in...
else you'll be over with.
That's true. Martha's the quickest shot on the east side of the city, for sure.
It's horrifying how fast her fingers are. That's why I put little finger cuffs on all of them.
That's right, which was really smart on your part.
I'm gonna aim right for your taint there, you fat boy.
Hey. Yeah, and I'm gonna come after you there. Virginia's over here. You couldn't cap her up, could you? No, Scummy, we couldn't put cuffs on Virginia. She's a fucking plant. But you promised that you'd keep her in line in exchange for being here for the show, right? Yeah, all right. Well, you better hurry up then, because I've got stuff I gotta do.
Greg, I was in the process of surgery. Why? Why must you constantly interfere with lives?
Yes, and I've got plenty of places to go around the cosmos. I've got lots to do. I've got people to motivate. What is your problem, Don? You said we were going to play Twister.
I know that, Raj, and we might after the game. But the whole thing is, the reason that we gathered everybody here today is because it's our 1-year anniversary.
Yay!
It's the 1-year show since Greg and I started meeting together in boxcars and going around the city and talking about content and meeting all of you. It's been 1 year this week, and that's why we're...
And I regret every day of it.
Yeah, you broke my house about 6-7 times, Greg. I've had to replace my fucking door about 10 times, mate. You suck.
Get better doors then, fucker.
Yeah, Scummy, you gotta see this coming at this point, right?
Yes, he's not very kind or considerate. Neither of them are. They're always calling me up to rooftops. They're telling me that we're going to do things, and then Don, all he does is just escape quickly down the drain pipe or something.
Well, that's because you're like a rapist.
I would not call myself that. I say I like contact. Human contact is all I like.
Yeah, it's rapey though, Raj. You know that you're rapey.
You got to know like boundaries, man. You get close.
Yes, well, it's because I like to feel bodies between the robe that I have on. I like to
Without
feel skin
consent,
between
though.
them. Yes, okay. I'm not a stickler for the rules. Okay.
So
Not a
then
stickler.
you're a rapist.
Yeah, Raj, that's rape. It's rape without consent.
Yeah.
Well, not where
Or
I'm
molest.
from. Not where I'm from, which is the cosmos. So deal with it.
I don't. The Cosmos had.
Yeah,
Had rules.
I'm pretty sure also anyone in the cosmos is not okay with being raped either, Raj. I don't think you've tried it on aliens, have you?
Maybe we'll talk about that another time.
Okay, great. Anyway, we're
Super.
We gathered everyone here today just because we wanted them here because it's special. It's a special occasion for Greg and I, and we're happy. We're happy it's been a year.
Let these ropes loose, Sonny, so I can show you an overdue library book.
Oh my God, Martha, just take it easy. Just sit on the chair. We got you the nicest chair of everybody.
Yeah, you have the nice rocking chair.
Why am I on a beanbag?
That was all we could find for you, freak.
It's all that you can fit on.
Exact-
You fucking Hulk.
There's nothing that's going to support you, and you refuse to wear pants under your trench coat. So any of the other ones we borrowed, we weren't going to subject to that.
My legs must be free for my work.
Okay, I still
I
don't buy
doubt
that
that.
excuse. I don't buy that
doubt that.
excuse. It's a Scottish thing. You're into kilts. I've seen your Instagram pictures, freak.
I'm sorry. I am what I am.
Hey, everybody's got their own style, but don't ask us to borrow proper chairs for you just to imprint your bare ass onto. You get to deal with a beanbag without pants.
And if you're good, maybe Santa will come by with a new beach towel.
Ooh, that's because Christmas is right around the corner. Already hearing the Christmas music. Have been for a while on the radio stations. So keep that in mind, all of you, if you want any treats or goodies this holiday season.
And also, we're recording a podcast right now, so shut up!
Yeah, we said we would call on you when and if we need you. So in the meantime, zip it.
So in the meantime, I'm going to put these little gags in their mouths.
Don't do it.
That's a great idea, Greg. Absolutely do that.
I'm gonna shoot your damn eyes out, you.
That's what happens, Martha. Yeah, all right. And you're gonna come near me without. Sorry, Scummy. That's the way that it goes, buddy.
You're not going to put that on me. I will disappear.
Have a sock, have another sock, have a third sock, you gross time traveler.
A lead one was a good choice on that, Greg. I didn't think about that, but Raj does have.
I've never seen him write with a pencil. He
Yeah.
only uses pens.
Yes, he has.
Therefore, he no like the lead.
He has a weakness to it, and that's why we can keep him there.
All right, Draco. How about I don't touch you, and things are cool.
Yes, if you come near me, Pudgy boy, I'm taking one of your arms. But I'll deal with that. I'll stay quiet for you, just for the time being. For those 5 sheep, Don.
Yeah, okay.
Please don't take this. It's the only arm I have left.
It really isn't a cool threat to make Draco. You know how much he values the one arm he's got left.
Yes, that's why I mentioned it. So just get on with your show so I can get the fuck out of here.
Great, sure, we'll do.
Super.
Anyway, so what Greg and I do typically when we're not, when we don't have company physically, is we talk about content, whether that might be movies, games, music, books, TV shows, streaming, anything at all.
All the above.
Yeah, just to escape from what we normally have to deal with in our day-to-day and jump into a story, because stories are they're valuable to human beings. It's how we learn lessons. It's how we can, experience things without actually having to live them and go through the consequences. They're a big deal, and they've been around for a long time, and now we're fortunate enough to live in a time when we have some great stories being told in a lot of great different ways. And one of the ones that I experienced this week, Greg, I'll tell you about right now, was a sequel movie. I was in a movie theater.
Whoa, which one?
It was the Davis Theater,
Whoa,
actually.
that one.
That's the one.
The one with that horrible, awful painted mural in the bar?
Yes, your
the
favorite
one that
mural.
I fucking hate.
Your favorite mural.
With every ounce of my being.
What is it, like Scooby-Doo, like cupping the ass of Bugs Bunny as they walk toward like a movie
It's
theater?
Mike Wazowski giving a handy to Godzilla.
Right. It's Woody just shafting Buzz Lightyear's metallic peen. Just like, it's really, really homoerotic. And it incorporates
It's
all
Indiana
Disney characters.
Jones choking Miss Daisy.
Right. It's
While Morgan Freeman cheers in the background.
yeah, that's probably my favorite part of it. It's also you also have RoboCop fisting a unicorn, which I'm not really sure how that relates to any movies. But...
It must be the last unicorn.
or Legend, right? Ridley Scott's Legend with Tom Cruise. Could be the unicorn from that.
Sure.
Possibly. That's the only. I'm just trying to.
I thought that's what that movie was called, The Last Unicorn. No, I'm thinking it's an animated movie. Oh. The Last Unicorn. But I was trying to refer to that one where Tim Curry was the devil.
That's Legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. We got there.
Yeah.
Clank. All right. But anyway, so I was in the Davis Theater, and I enjoy that one because they've got the bar connected to it, and if you sneak in there around, like for a Twilight show or whatever it is, like around 3 p.m., like 4 o'clock, there's only 2 people working. So there's one who's behind the counter, like, watching the box office, and then they got one sort of like getting the bar ready. The bar's not even open. So there's some opportunity in there to talk up the box office person, sneak over to the bar, pour yourself a quick beer, and then just slink on back into
Wash
one
yourself
of the
with the bathroom sink.
just to make it seem like you're sort of an employee, grab like an apron or a broom, and then just walk your way into one
Kill
of
a
their
guy,
food-
wear a skin.
anything to get into one of those theaters. I mean, that one's a little extreme, I think, just because what do you do with the skin after the movie?
Eat it.
Oof. Really?
What else are you going to do with it?
Eat the skin? Do you cook it first?
Depends. Sometimes I let it outside and let the sun dry it so it turns into jerky.
Tanner. He's a tanner. Yeah, I get it. Well, I haven't tried that, but I'll think of that next time. I did
not
this
great.
time. Yeah, the sun?
But
Sun-stroked jerky?
yeah,
Human skin jerky?
human skin isn't great. I'm not a fan of eating human.
Seems chewy. Is it chewy?
Also, it gives you like these nasty rashes. We're loaded with chemicals, man.
Yeah, now we are. That's a fucked up thing, you know? So you don't even think about it anymore.
It's in our DNA. It's in our spunk. Think about that.
I'm trying
Think
not
about
to.
that.
I really am
Every
trying not to.
spunk you make probably has like
polluted.
400,000 different kinds of preservatives and shit built
It's
into
just
it.
polluted with hormones.
Why do you think that blue light cum can stay on walls for so long?
just latches there and it never goes away?
It never goes away.
In any hotel room, they all look like crime scenes under a black light because
No,
it's
they just turn on the black light and the entire room just turns bright white.
right. There's no spots that are untainted by the splooge. It's true.
I tried getting rid of this, but it's been here since 1973. Ever since Mick Jagger came here, he just kind of spunked all over the toilets.
You don't have chemicals that are capable of getting rid of this stuff, man. I'm sorry, I tried.
Not even club soda works on this, dude.
I tried mayonnaise. It just made it look worse.
It's okay, bud. You're just a hotel worker. What are you going to do? But so anyway, I was at the Davis, and I snuck into one of the 3 the screening rooms that they have there. I had a little apron on. I had a little broom in my hand, and I was pretending to sweep the aisles. And just as the last trailer was ending, I flopped down into a seat and waited for whatever they were about to show, which this week turned out to be Fantastic Beasts 2, The Crimes of Grindelwald.
Oh, no.
Yes.
The evil Grindelwald?
Yes, the Grindelwald, the Voldemort before Voldemort. That's right. For any Harry Potter fans
Does he
out
have
there,
a fleshy, scroty face, too?
he does. He's Johnny Depp, so absolutely. He does.
All right.
He's played by Johnny Depp. So yeah, the answer
He
is yes.
absolutely 100% does.
With a nice
natural-born scrote face.
with a nice tuft of white
That's how
hair.
Ray Fiennes with nasty makeup.
Right, and snake nose. No, it's not that. He's got a tuft of white hair, a fucked up right eye, which is like a moon kind
So
of
it
a
looks
looking
like King
thing.
K. Rool.
Yeah, exactly. And then a tiny little pencil white mustache, though. That's the look of Grindelwald. In
Here
this
he
movie.
is, guys. The villain.
Yeah, and it's
Trying
got
to snidely whiplash the fucking Harry Potter series.
yeah, which and
Yes, Dudley Do-Right.
Dursleys.
No post on Sundays.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway, Fantastic Beasts, as anyone who's followed the Harry Potter universe knows, Fantastic Beasts is a spin-off in the Harry Potter universe, but it is not canonical with the Harry Potter stories. The books are 1 through 7. There are 8 movies that depict the journey of Harry Potter and Hermione and Ron and all that. And then the Fantastic Beasts was it's based off of a book that J.K. Rowling wrote, but it's more of a reference text. It's not
like a Pokedex book.
It's not a story at all. The book itself is like 30 pages, and it's like an encyclopedia of the beasts that she has come up with and where you would find them in the Magical Kingdom. But that was enough.
I get the title now.
You do. That's what it is. And
JK, you're so smart.
she is. She's got a lot going on for herself, totally. But anyway, that was enough. That little book was enough for them to jump off of and make a movie with characters that were just kind of background, some of whom obviously didn't exist. And the first movie, J.K. Rowling was a consulting writer. Like, she had obviously created the characters and she helped write, but there were other writers involved too. This second movie, J.K. Rowling did the entire screenplay by herself. So my impression just off the bat right here of the movie is that as a Harry Potter fan like I am, it was a really rewarding movie because J.K. Rowling was able to put in a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of background characters. She was able to give you some lore to other people that were very much involved in the main story, but that you never really thought about because they're side characters. She made them grow in such great ways that it was really rewarding to me as a fan of the books to get all those things. It's kind of like with when you're watching a Marvel movie, if you're familiar with the comics, those Easter eggs to you make the movie so much fuller, and they're more of an experience for you because you know the references they're making.
Right.
And that's what this Fantastic Beasts 2, it's full of those. It's full of references that if you're fans of the book, like, you'll totally get it. So my overall thinking of it is that, so Johnny Depp plays the villain, Eddie Redmayne plays the main character, Newt Scamander, I believe his name is. He's like this, he's just this awkward dude with an affinity for creatures of all kinds.
Well, what's your opinion on the original movie?
The original movie, I enjoy it as a Harry Potter fan. I don't like it very much as a movie, just because it felt like such a fan servicey movie. There's a lot of CGI to it, for the magic and the creatures themselves. The character arcs in terms of the romance and like what the dialogue is that builds up the characters' relationships with each other. It feels a little forced. It feels awkward.
You just didn't like seeing Harry Potter in America, didn't you?
Yeah, well, there's that too.
You fucking purist.
That's right. He doesn't go to America. He stays across the pond.
We don't see Amerimuggles.
No, we don't. But you do actually see some of those in the second movie. So my opinion of the first movie is that. But the second one, I like a lot better than the first movie. It felt like where they were going, where they were trying to go in the first movie, it felt like they really hit a stride with this one. It helps when you have a guy like Johnny Depp. Like, he might, regardless of whatever you say and the shitty characters he's done, he can still sort of bring weight.
He's a good character actor.
Yeah, he can bring weight to a villain for sure. And he does that with Grindelwald. And as anyone who's read the books and everything knows, like, Grindelwald and Dumbledore, their relationship is sort of a central part of that war that happened before Voldemort and Harry and all the events that came afterward. And this movie pimps that a lot. Like, it really shows you Dumbledore, played by Jude Law, who does a fine job. He's only in like 4 scenes, but it was enough. The scenes were good enough that you got what you needed to out of him.
Well, would you say that you would much rather have had a movie with like just a Dumbledore origin story as opposed to another Fantastic Beasts?
I mean, yes, that would have been awesome. Yes, that would have been cool.
I'm not crazy about Harry Potter.
Yeah.
The last book I read was Goblet of Fire.
Okay.
And I stopped paying attention to the series after that.
Sure. So you got 4 books into it.
I got 4 books into it, and I watched most of the movies. Mm-hmm. I watched the first 3 because the nostalgia, and plus they were coming out at the same time as books.
Yep.
Then I watched 4, and that was once again like watching that after not reading the book. I was like, I still don't care.
Yeah. And then after that,
after that, I didn't give a shit. I think I saw the Deathly Hallows Part 2, and because I skipped 2 movies,
of course, all the context is out.
No, 3 movies because I didn't watch
Part 5.
I didn't watch 5,
6, so you didn't watch Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, or Part 1 of Deathly Hallows.
I did not watch Part 1. So going into Part 2, I was like, Why are they sad that the nasty elf is dead?
Of course, no context. Exactly. That's how it goes. It was like, me watching The Defenders without watching Iron Fist or anything like that. I get it. Which
I was going to skip this one, too, because I did see Fantastic Beasts, and I was so bored.
Yes, and I'll say, even with this movie, as much as the parts that I did like about it, and again, as like a Potter fan, the best parts of the movie were the nuggets, the Easter eggs, like from the book stuff. But,
so, like, not even the main plot? Like, the main plot of... Well, I mean, what exactly is the main plot? So,
well, in this...
Newt is... I'm gonna find more monsters to put in my suitcase.
No. In this one, Newt is there. It's like 3 months or so, or actually, I'm not 100% sure of how long after the events of the first movie this takes place. But the plot of this second movie is that Grindelwald has been captured by the Ministry of Magic because he commits crimes just like Voldemort did. He escapes from prison, and then 3 months later, he's been amassing followers secretly. He's been underground, just like Voldemort did, and he's spreading a message which is sowing discord among wizards. His message is a lot like Voldemort's was, which is that pure-blood wizards are better and more deserving of the world than muggles are. It's kind of like a vampire thing. Vampires, eventually, somebody comes up and says, we're better, why are we living in secret?
Too.
Kind of. There is a lot of Nazi similarities to, like, in the Harry Potter books, to, like, the wizard, like the Slytherins, to what Voldemort's message is. It very much is. It's purebloods. Like, that's what they talk about. The best people, they say, are the pureblood wizards.
We only want wizards that blood sparkles.
Yeah.
We don't want no filthy mudbloods.
We don't want any filthy red bloods.
Get out of here.
We want you to sparkle.
And the squibs are our servants.
That's what they say. Yeah. But yeah, that's so that's what Grindelwald's doing. That's where you come into things with Fantastic Beasts 2. And Newt, his brother, is an Auror, which is like the magical, government security, a magical like Secret Service kind of a thing. And they're supposed to go out and they stop all the bad guys and shit. 007 essentially. And Newt they ask him to come on board because of how good he is and how good he is with creatures and like how, like just magically, and he has a relationship with someone that would supposedly like make it work. He refuses. And then, he kind of, Dumbledore asks him to do it directly. He also refuses Dumbledore, but then Tina, the girl from the first movie that he was into, he finds out she's now an Auror. She's on the case of Grindelwald and in Paris, which is where they were asking him to go. That's his incentive to go there. He wants to see Tina again. So they do piggyback off of the relationships from the first one. You've got that Jacob guy, the guy with the mustache, the muggle. You've got Queenie, his, the wizard who reads minds, who he was in love with. They jump back into things. But the plot of this movie is essentially that Grindelwald is amassing this group of followers, and his message is seductive to some of them because there are wizards that are just like Queenie who want to marry like Jacob as a muggle, but they're not allowed to do that by wizarding laws. They're not allowed to bring a muggle into their world. And so she's motivated to go to Grindelwald's kind of side of things because she has a personal desire to see things change.
I'm kind of weirded out by this whole like, oh, we don't want to bring any non-wizards into this. It's like, then how the fuck were wizards made in the first place?
I know.
Were they crapped out by trees?
The first wizard popped forth from the ground.
It was Sir Buzzlebold, given J.K. Rowling's horrible naming schemes.
In 10,000 BC, he was sprung from a tree and grew the grass around him.
From the roots of the tree came a sappy body. It was Grumblebob,
the first wizard.
I've been bored. Check it out, cavemen. I can make my mustache. I'm gonna ride this dinosaur. What do you think about that?
Ow, stop hitting me with your giant clubs, you Neanderthals.
I'm gonna scrape a little stick off of it, and this is my wand. That's what I'll call it.
You muggles!
And such the first insult was born, and they split.
And thus the first racial slur was slung.
Yes. Yeah, that's probably where it
And
happened.
on that day, racism became a part of human culture.
I think
All thanks to Grubblebub,
I think
the first wizard.
I think J.K. Rowling agrees with all of this for sure. This is probably canonical.
Given that she keeps changing the narrative of her fucking story.
She just hasn't had the
whenever
chance.
she wants.
Yeah, she just hasn't had the chance to get this far back yet. But when she does, this is how it's going to happen. Grubblebub, you can call us for this. This is no problem. But anyway, though, yeah. So
We'll give you the copyright rights to Grubblebub
for a small fee.
for a small fee.
For a small fee, and it's
No, I'm not talking about the napkin that you wrote the first Harry Potter book on, you fucking Neanderthal.
we don't want that.
You muggle.
Ooh, to call J.K. Rowling a muggle to her face, that would be the ultimate. The ultimate.
Do you think someone's actually done that? Do you think
wonder.
that someone's like hunted down J.K. Rowling? Your books suck, you mudblood.
I hope so. I hope she has experienced that. But anyway, so basically, like, I know it is uncomfortable, the whole, like, the pure blood thing, and that's why, like,
I'm just weirded out by like that storytelling of like, you can't bring outsiders into the magic world, but the magic world is full of outsiders.
I know. Well, and to be fair, that does eventually change. Like in the time of Harry Potter and Hermione, it's like Hermione, for instance, both her parents are Muggles, and yet she gets recruited to Hogwarts. You know what I mean? Like,
'Cause she's so small.
yeah, she's born, and it's like she has a magical ability, but she's born to Muggle parents, so like there are, by the time of Harry Potter, this stuff has kind of gone away, but like in this time, before all of that it was still taboo. There was still cultural improprieties.
It was
with
a different time,
Yeah.
is what you're saying?
Yeah, you can't look through the lens, and just judge the past by today's standards, man. You can't do it. But anyway,
Man, the allegories in this film sound so subtle.
I think Allegory Dumbledore is actually a name of somebody.
Shut the fuck up.
But anyway, so the movie, though, just back to it real quick, I will say, like, Fantastic Beasts 2, I like it better than the first one. If you're a Harry Potter fan like I am, it's very satisfying. There's some very cool additional details that J.K. Rowling herself, like, puts into things. Just specifically, one having to do with Nagini, the snake that Voldemort, has by his side, the last Horcrux that gets destroyed. Nagini is introduced in this movie, and it's a person.
He's a human?
It's a human being, yeah, and
Oh.
it's this new. It's something
Way
that I
to
didn't.
spoil it for everyone. I thought he was going to go into a pet store and go, that is the one.
Well, you'll
That is the one I want to put my body into.
let me taste it. Yeah,
Let me taste your snake boozy.
no, but I won't say anything more than that, so there's no context blown. But that's something that Nagini's in there, and again, like Dumbledore and Grindelwald, their relationship, and ultimately where this is going. So there was the first movie, now there's the second one. They set up very clearly, they're setting up a third movie, and the third movie is going to show, I'm guessing, the battle between Dumbledore and Grindelwald, which is widely accepted as the greatest wizard's duel of all time. Like, Dumbledore and Grindelwald were in love. They were lovers when they were young. And so when then they split up and they go their separate ways, and 30 years later, Grindelwald's this Voldemort 1.0, and he's sowing all this pure blood, like, discord, and no one can stop him because of how powerful of a wizard he is, and everyone keeps asking Dumbledore, hey, you've got to go stop this guy, and he always says, I can't do it, and they're like, why can't you do it? And he's like,
And like they show him pictures of him and he's like, why can't you do it? Well, I tapped that.
a single tear crawls down his cheek, and he's just like,
I don't think those were the only kinds of tears running down his cheeks during
running
those days.
down the inner seam
Oh,
of his
on
pantaloons.
his face too.
Oh, yeah. So that's kind of like where, like, they would always take it. And then in the books, in the background, you find out that eventually Dumbledore had no choice but to confront Grindelwald, and he's the one who imprisoned him after, like, a great duel. And that's what they're building up for the third movie of this Fantastic Beasts trilogy. And I'm very much looking forward to that. So this movie will be the second in a trilogy, and it is a lot stronger than the first movie. It's 2 hours and 14 minutes. That being said, it still could have been shorter. The middle is definitely, like, it's vague in the plot direction. Some of the dialogue, like the acting between the actors, it's aggravating because they talk all over each other, and they have accents as it is, so it's sometimes it's hard enough to hear what they're saying, and when they're talking on top of each other, it just amplifies that. So there were things about it that I definitely thought could have been cleaned up, but overall, again, if you're a fan of Harry Potter, and especially like if you've seen the first movie, check this one out because it's worth it. And if you even if you're not a fan of the first movie like I was, but you like the books, check this out because you'll enjoy some of the background stuff, and it'll get you hyped for the third movie, which will show that sweet duel between Dumbledore and Grindelwald.
Neat.
Yes. So, Potterheads unite and do that.
Cool.
Do that.
Wow, that sounds fantastic.
I thought so. So, what did you do?
What did I do?
What did you watch?
Well,
what did you feel?
what did I feel?
Yeah.
I felt uncomfortable.
Really?
So, I've been digging around on Craigslist for jobs just to get a little cash.
Sure.
I like having that cashola, and dancing in front of the Millennium Park face towers is not exactly the greatest way to get money all the time.
They've probably gotten used to you down there, I'm thinking. You've been down there a lot.
I mean, my face is on one of the towers now.
wow, really?
Yeah, I just
Dude,
show up just going like, rah.
That's kind of famous in a little bit. It's a little bit of an honor.
I mean, I put up a big sign that says follow Boxcar Buddies.
Awesome. Yeah, that's how you promote that shit. And
Yeah.
now you're spitting water at everybody too. So, if,
Yeah, so-
just as a reminder, you better fucking listen.
I stuck my tongue out a couple times, just. Bleh. But I went on Craigslist and I'm looking around for money, and I come across one that was incredibly odd. It was just this half naked guy sitting on a bed, and it said, "Come over to my house and play Spyro the Reignited Trilogy."
Whoa.
And I was like,
He was offering money for this?
what? And he goes, "Hi, I am a middle-aged man, and the only thing I want to do is watch someone enjoy the experience of Spyro the Reignited Trilogy."
This was a sex thing. He was interested in watching you like play somebody.
I guess so.
watch-
He was
play-
like, I may or may not be naked on a bed while you play it, but I will not bother you while you are playing Spyro the Reignited Trilogy.
I guess that's something.
You
Spyro-
must play this.
Yeah.
You must play this game. And I was like,
That's not bad.
I do like Spyro.
Was he nearby? Was it like a nearby
Yeah, it wasn't
location?
too far away. It was actually it was in Bridgeport. So
Cool. Yeah.
I
Nice.
I hopped on top of a SUV and let him drive me down. And
The old Dan Ryan right down south there.
I took the Dan Ryan. I jumped off, went for a little jog.
Cool.
And then got to his place, and he welcomed me with open arms. He didn't say his name though.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't let me know his name.
Never identified. What did you call him? Did you say anything?
I just called him Sticky.
Fair enough.
Because once I grabbed hands with him, I was like, man, what have you been dipping into the honey pot there?
Hard to pull away.
Yeah.
Yikes.
There were strands.
Oh no.
And turns out that he had been covering himself head to toe in sanitizing lotion.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not that
And
bad.
I'm like, all right, well, you're killing 99.9% of the germs on your body.
Kind of like a bubble boy syndrome.
Pretty much.
A little bit.
But he was very excited that I was there. He was like, okay, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to hand you this controller. Here's the TV and the PlayStation, and I'm just going to sit here on the bed. And I was like, okay. He's like, don't turn around. Don't say anything. And just enjoy Spyro.
Sounds awesome.
And I was like, this sounds like a pretty good deal,
Totally.
actually.
Yeah. That's how
I was
prefer
like, do you
play
want me to
games.
do anything? You want me to, like, I don't know, take my shoes off or something?
Dance.
He was like, no. I want you to experience this.
Cool.
And I was like, that's great, because I'm an old school Spyro fan.
Yeah.
So this week, Don, I'm happy to tell you that I have been dabbling in Spyro, the Reignited Trilogy.
Oh, that sounds so good, man. I
Yeah.
love some Spyro on the PlayStation 1, the classic trilogy.
Classic trilogy. This is what sparked Insomniac into the juggernaut they are today with the Ratchet and Clank series. Mm-hmm. Not so much the Resistance theory.
Right.
We don't really talk about those
Yeah,
games
yeah.
besides the first one.
Under the rug, yeah.
But it's a fantastic trilogy that I have had a lot of fond memories of. The very first PlayStation games I ever had were Crash Bandicoot 2 and Spyro the Dragon 1.
Oh, okay.
So it was a nice trip down nostalgia. I love the Insane Trilogy, and I was expecting more of the same.
Yeah.
So Toys for Bob is the head of this project. I believe these are the guys that created Skylanders, who have had their hands on the Spyro series for quite some time. And also the Skylanders series was super popular, but it kind of bastardized Spyro.
Yeah.
Because he was the least important character.
Oh, this was like us. This was like side characters of Spyro was the Skylanders?
No, the Skylanders had nothing to do with anything Spyro related. Like, they had Spyro in it. He was originally the main character, and then he got buried underneath all the other fucking toys that they have.
I see.
So in any case, this game is a great fucking time.
Nice.
For, like, one whole third of it.
Really?
So, the game is split up into 3 games. The original Spyro the Dragon, Ripto's Rage, and Year of the Dragon.
But they're not 3 separate games. It's just one.
Well, it comes in one big pack, and you can choose which game to play, like the Insane Trilogy.
Oh, okay. So they are separate discs, the separate games. And stuff.
There are no separate discs, but warning for anyone who's interested in this: don't buy it physically because only the first game is on disc. You have to download the other 2 anyway, so it's like, why not just download all 3 and get it over with?
Yeah, so keep them all digital, but it is different files. Like each of those games are separate.
You get different files. You have 3 save files that you can make all together, and then you can make one save file of each game in that save file.
Gotcha.
So the first game, I'm gonna go through all of them in order.
Yeah.
I've played through all of them, and I've only gotten halfway through Year of the Dragon, and I'll tell you why. So the first game, this is the best version of the first game.
Nice.
There's no question.
Dude.
There's no point in ever playing the original PS1 version again.
Yeah, don't go back to it.
Don't go back to it. And it's flawless.
Great.
I find it flawless. It is a flawless recreation of the original games. The soundtrack, which was made famous by Stuart Copeland of The Police, he pretty much gave Toys for Bob his blessing with the music. All the music still sounds dynamic, and it still has that like Copeland feel. But if you don't like the new music, you can go to the original music.
Oh, that's
which
great.
I wish that Crash did.
Me too. I was thinking
which is a real fucking shame.
Yeah.
But in any case, what I love what they did with the first game is that every single dragon that you rescue has its own unique design now.
Love
There's
it.
I think there's 80 dragons, and they each have a unique appearance.
That is so rewarding.
And the amount of work that these guys have done in this game is outrageous. Give me a second while I look at my hand, because I want to find the art director who made a lot of the new characters, and he fucking knocked it out of the park. Nicholas Cole.
Nicholas Cole, okay.
Yeah, you can find him on Twitter. He's at Happy Rock. This guy did a shit ton of the new designs. Pretty much all the characters that really matter. Spyro looks amazing.
Yeah?
He's got the same attitude and look to him that what of the original PlayStation games would have been.
Nice. How's the voice actors?
Well, it's
Same
Tom
guys?
Kenny. Yes. Tom Kenny's back.
Yeah.
Well, Carlos Alzraki played Alzraki. I always forget it. I always mess up his last name.
That's all right.
He played Officer. He played Carlos in whatchamacallit, Reno 911.
Yeah.
And he's also Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life.
Oh man, dude.
He's got he's the Taco Bell dog.
Yeah. Yep.
He was the original Spyro. People thought he was a little too so they brought in Tom Kenny, and Tom Kenny nailed the character. He had the attitude, but he was also nice sounding.
Cool.
Tom Kenny comes back to be in all 3 games as Spyro, which is really nice. The only other actor I can think that reprised his role was Greg Berger for the villain in 2.
Okay.
But everyone else is new, and it's pretty well-known voice actors like Cassandra Lee Morris and a few others there. I'm not going to go through a big fucking list of names.
Yeah,
but
no, that's fun.
the first game is recreated amazing. It looks fantastic. It plays great. Every single level and every enemy has so much detail and work put into them. but the core game mechanics feel right. It doesn't feel like it's been fucked up. Then Activision happened, because Activision is in charge of this.
Okay.
This game from 2 and 3 feels super rushed, especially 3.
I see. So you think maybe like the time spent on 1 maybe got him too close to the release date?
Well,
and then...
this game was only released... It's been a year since the Insane Trilogy was released, and I think Spyro was brought up a year ago.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of time to do 3 games.
Totally.
They had to build them all up from the ground up.
So, yeah. So it just sounds like the first game got all the time spent. And
the first
effort.
game got all the time spent, and that's what makes the first game the best of the 3 for the Reignited Trilogy. There's no question. 2 isn't as bad as 3, but it lacks a lot of things that made 2 so special. The original 2 I fucking love. I think that might be my favorite in the series.
Yeah.
I go back and forth between it and Year of the Dragon. There's just a lot I really like about 2, with secret power-ups and the completionist challenge of doing it. Like, you get this amazing reward of being able to do a super fireball every time you breathe fire.
Nice.
And the best part, too, is if you save the game, exit, and start a brand new game, you can use the super fireball from the start.
Oh, man.
I don't think you can do that in the Reignited Trilogy. I don't think they thought of that.
Really? Dude, that's
because
killer.
I tried looking around to see if I could possibly do that, because that just makes the completionist of like getting this thing
worth doing.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Because the only way you can get it is by having every orb and every treasure.
Yeah, that's time consuming, man.
It's I mean, the games are short, but it's like you have to go through the whole game to get this power, so there's no point in using it for anything.
Yeah. And then to not get it on the starting a new one, like,
it's
why
a
bother?
Bummer. It's a bummer. There's just some small things with 2. I think some of the designs are not great. And some of the designs really show that they were rushed, like, in development. There's a level called Zephyr where, like, all the NPCs are these, like, big giant worms. And, like, in the original designs, like in the original PS1 games, they had, like, a little snaggletooth that stuck out. Mm-hmm. So, looking at when some of these characters speak with the snaggletooth, it's supposed to be, like, their actual tooth, but it looks like it's its own separate thing instead of being designed as the teeth for the character.
Oh, so like it's a white cube, like on the side of their
it's a
face
big white
something?
cube. It's a big white cube. It's supposed to represent a big tooth. And when they start speaking, you can see the jawline. You can see the actual teeth underneath that big fake one.
Oh, no.
Clacking against it. I'm like, it doesn't look like a tooth anymore.
It looks like a growth on the outside of their face.
It looks like he's eating a rock.
What the fuck? Spit that out when you're trying to talk to me, Spyro.
Some of the jokes are ruined, too.
Oh, yeah?
Like, in that level specifically, one of the jokes is... you meet a landlubber who's in love with a bird, like the enemy unit. Their names are Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, okay.
And you see the bird and you hear it chirping, and it's like doing a little beautiful song, and it's like, that's so cute. She's so precious. And the punchline to the joke is, once you rescue her, she goes, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
Uh-huh.
But then it's just replaced with girl voice.
Oh, really? Oh, so they
Yeah.
totally ruined the joke of it.
They
and they make it
ruined
like
the
a
joke of it,
real,
yeah.
like, romantic thing. Okay.
Well, I mean, like, it was still a romantic thing in the original game. It's just that the joke of, like, this pretty bird having this horrible voice.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
That's what makes the cartoon. There's also some small stuff. Like, there's some minor glitches that pop up in 2 that are pretty noticeable. Like, you have to do one mission where you have to get, like, these little cow things into a playpen. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they just get fucking stuck on the walls. It happens a lot. The hit detections get really spotty in 2 as well. Because sometimes you'll charge or fire something, and the game just won't see that.
Right.
Or sometimes you'll try and jump for a glide, and there's nothing in front of you, and you'll just fall.
Oh, like as if you ran into something?
Yes.
Oh my god, that is frustrating.
There's a good amount of that in 2, but I was able to finish 2 3.
Not for 3.
3 is bad, man.
Oh, man.
It needs some fucking heavy patching.
Yeah.
For one thing, in 3, 3 introduces a bunch of new playable characters, and you can play as any of these characters in a majority of the levels. They have their own little special missions, but the core mechanic of all of them is the same. You're still given this big, wide space to explore, because that's what Spyro is all about, and you pick up treasure. And you do your own special side quest so you can get the main collectible, which is dragon eggs. All of the characters feel... Well, I've only gotten to World 3, but all of the additional characters don't feel good to control.
Okay.
Sheila the kangaroo is fucking heavy.
Yeah?
And she was not that way in the original game. She was much lighter, much easier on her feet. Plus, there's kind of a delay to her attack, and you can't gauge the distance between an enemy and her attack, because all she can do is close range kicking.
Yeah.
It doesn't work great 100% of the time, and again, she feels really fucking heavy.
Yikes.
The second character, Sergeant Bird, I don't know what the fuck happened, but in his introduction level, the camera is garbage. I know it's been a thing because I've seen it on Twitter that his level is fucked.
Really?
Because sometimes, like, he's a flying character. You're able to fly all the time with him, and there are portions where you have to go through these flame tunnels, and you have to try and dodge, like, streams of fire.
Right.
Can't really do that when the camera decides to, zoom in straight on his asshole underneath him, and then it gives reverse controls.
Oh, man.
And it seemed to do this every single time I went through a doorway.
Oh, my God.
It was really bad.
That sounds like so fucking frustrating.
It's frustrating
Like
as
maddening.
hell.
Yeah. Wouldn't be able to push through that. Why? Like,
And then I've noticed a lot of the texturing with a lot of the levels. I'm like, ooh, I can see this was pasted together very last minute. 3 feels... I know 3, to many people, felt super rushed originally.
So you think some patches are coming for 3?
The patches need to be done. Because there's one problem that all 3 games have. Motion blur.
Oh.
So if you have like really... you get easily sick from motion blur.
Yeah.
Sucks for you. You can't turn it off.
Even in 1? 1 also has the
One
motion
has
blur?
it.
Oh, boy.
And it doesn't look great a lot of the time because Spyro's always had this thing with supercharging, where you go super fast on ramps and you have to do super precise jumps so you can get like secret treasures or items. And the motion blur can really fuck with you, especially when you're trying to move the camera while you're supercharging.
Yikes.
Not great. It's frustrating. I thought this game was gonna like trump the Insane Trilogy for just polish.
Yeah.
And after going through the first game, I was like, oh my god,
Like, yes,
this
it
is
did.
so good. The new character designs for all the main characters are amazing, especially in 2.
Yeah.
Alora and Hunter, like, I can't look at the original games anymore.
Yeah,
because
it's
those low poly like fucking characters look like garbage.
Yeah.
These have so much life and animation put into them.
Can't go back. Yeah.
But it's so buggy right now, and 3 is a fucking wreck. It's really hard for me to continue 3.
So it falls victim to that thing that happens where
Crunch time.
Games get pushed out under the wire because they committed to a deadline, and then all of a sudden they rely on patches to fix the games because they come out on time, and yet they're shit, and they have to be...
I mean, this didn't even come out on time. They had to delay it 2 months.
Oh my gosh. That's right. It was supposed to be in
it was
what?
supposed
Like-
to be in September.
Oh my gosh. And so so at that point, my question is just then, if you're already delaying it, why not like just do it as long as you need to do it, and then put the game out?
Because this is Activision. Activision is notoriously bad with how they treat their companies. And it's a shame too, because the amount of work that Toys for Bob did for the first game is astounding. In fact, all 3 games, because even with the jank design and some of the like I think questionable character design choices with 2 and 3, the majority of it is still outstanding, and it's so many steps away from being almost perfect. if they could patch this shit, and I wish that they gave Toys for Bob the time to actually work on all 3 games, to actually put in that effort and like really make you feel like all 3 games are perfectly replicated. Mm-hmm. And it's a fucking shame. There's been no word from Toys for Bob about patches yet. I'm really hoping they come soon. And,
Yeah.
and I think the biggest one, I really, really hope they take the motion blur off.
Yeah, sounds like it.
I really hope that. And that seems to be a major reason why people aren't playing this game.
Yeah,
because of motion blur.
If that's the kind of thing that makes people like sick or like nauseous
If you
playing
feel
games,
fucking
like,
sick when you play a video game,
dude, like come on.
That's bad.
You have to take that off.
you
Like,
have
that's-
to have it as optional. Why don't... That's something that bothers me about most, I guess, console designers, because I think it's something that you can actually turn off in the majority of PC games.
Yeah.
But don't keep motion blur, man.
Yeah, don't
it
force
makes
that
people
on people.
sick.
Yeah, that's not fun at all. It's you're literally making people uncomfortable physically playing your game. Like,
Yeah, that's
they're
not
gonna,
good.
They're not going to choose the game over their own fucking physical comfort. It's just
Yeah.
not going to happen.
I'm really disappointed. I want this to be better than it is.
Okay.
So my consensus is wait.
Yeah.
You have to wait until there's word about a patch that fixes a lot of the problems with 2 and 3. I don't think this is worth getting because all 3 of these games are short.
Yeah.
Spyro 1 you can beat in like 5 hours.
Can you buy them separately or do
No. You can only buy it in the pack.
Gotcha.
It is the only way you can play the game.
Well, then yeah, just wait it out. It doesn't sound like that's worth it
Yeah.
unless they're going to fix some of those
It's
problems.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
And I told the guy in the bed that, and he was really upset that I couldn't finish 3. He's like, I did it. I'm like, congrats.
Did he finish? Did he have any problems?
Well, I mean, he did have a
finishing?
bunch of wads of tissues next to him.
Oh.
I was like, how many times did you finish, guy? He was like,
Weird.
16.
Oh my gosh, that's something.
I mean, I went through 1 and 2 pretty fast. They're short.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
I beat the first game in like 4 hours. I beat 2 in I think like 6 or 7.
Okay.
And plus, like I said, I know these games like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
I know where all the secrets are.
Yeah.
So a lot of my time was spent like looking at things, and then also at the same time being like, oh, that mission isn't as good.
Yeah.
The lack of sound effects in this sucks.
Yeah, those were always short games for sure.
Yeah, Spyro's a fucking short dragon too. He's a bitch. Doesn't count for shit.
Don't you talk shit about Spyro!
Yeah, keep your mouth shut on that, Draco. I like Spyro too. He's a really cool dragon.
Yeah, well, who gives a fuck what you two think? Just give me my fucking sheep and get out of here. I'll bring Spyro back here so you two can see what a little bitch of a dragon he is. I'm a real fantastic beast. He's a fucking piece of shit.
Wait, he can bring Spyro here?
Are you serious about that offer, Draco? Can you actually bring us Spyro?
That's what I just fucking said, isn't it? I'll tell you what, I'll bring it for you if you give me 10 sheep instead of 5. You give me 10, I'll bring Spyro in less than a month. I've got to find him first.
All right, I know where we can get some fucking sheep, dude.
Okay. Yeah.
Hell
Can you get 5 more? Because
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
only get 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Draco, you have yourself a deal. Give us what, like 24 hours? Do you need 24?
I think I need 32 hours. 32 hours, and it's yours.
Draco, I'll give you the 5 today, and then give us 32 for the other 5, and you got yourself a deal. You have a month to bring us Spyro. Cool?
Yeah, sounds good to me. Let's get this over with.
No. Greg, I know where you're going. Stay away from that farm.
And the ball gag goes back in the mouth.
Shut up, freak. Nobody's asking you for anything. You can't bring us Spyro.
Yeah, be thankful. Have some chicken.
That's right. Sweet and sour, bitch. Thank God we have this tub of this. I'm gonna eat some of this shit. All right.
I'm gonna
Greg,
grab a little goop of this.
Oh, that's so good. This is so great. Oh, I am thankful for this. Speaking of which, I'm also thankful because that we've reached the part of the show where Greg and I hear from you. That we reach into our... Oh, shit. Here. Oh, buddy. Woo, sweet. A little too much sour on that sweet, huh?
Oh, that chicken knob! I should have chewed a little bit. I tried
careful.
eating it like a goat again.
I
but-
know, and the excitement. I heard a catch on the inhale there, but well, anyway, it's because we reached the part in the show where we hear from you guys. We reach into the GugaGregslist@gmail.com inbox, which is where you can submit anything to us, and we pick a message and we read it on the show.
The show.
The show.
Well,
lost my
today,
ability to speak
Johnny,
there. Yeah.
we've got something called Hunger Games. Wait a minute.
Sounds like my life. Jesus.
I know. Except today.
I know. Yeah. Thank God. Thankful for that.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo!
Yeah, toss a piece of that over here. I'm hungry.
All right. Fine. 1.
Ah! tiny and it's sour. Oh, it's disgusting.
All right, just be fucking thankful, you ass.
Why won't you feed me there, Sonny?
You don't even have any real teeth, Martha.
Listen here, boy. If you want any of this sarsaparilla, you'll let me go.
All right, here, take a chicken instead. Now let's put the bandage, the gag right over that there, and now just eat it and under the gag, and we won't have to hear about it. Okay, cool. All right,
Neat.
great.
All right.
Hunger Games. What do we
Hunger
got
Games.
here?
Hello, boys. Oh, you're clever, aren't you? Burning the boxcar to cover your tracks. No matter a minor setback at best.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God. It's
This sounds-
Detective Randy McDowell.
Oh, Detective Randy McDowell, what's up, you little bitch? Randy's been chasing us for, oh my God, at least a year, right? He said, no, not quite a year, probably.
Well,
like
he's been
8 months.
he's been chasing me for a very long time. You just kind of got roped into
Oh, is
this.
that right? Well, thanks for that. Among many other things, Greg, I get lumped in with all your schemes.
Listen,
I used to have friends, you know.
I needed a robot hand. He had a perfectly good Ferrari and police wagon that I dismantled, tore apart, destroyed, and made 5 magnificent little fingers out of.
That's right, and I do approve of that. That I think is actually okay. It's just that I used to have friends. I used to have people that thought I was an upstanding homeless citizen.
We have friends right here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're thankful for you too. We're really happy you're here.
Shut up, freak.
We said we're almost done. Let's just do this. All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, Detective Randy.
McDowell, what a
bitch.
What an
lord.
incompetent detective. He's probably. Do you think he's actually still employed, like pursuing us for this long? Like, come on.
I know, really. I mean, honestly, shouldn't you just be hanging out with your family?
Get a hobby.
That's right. Your wife left you.
Not thankful for that, are you, detective?
Loser. In the meantime, I had my ops deposit a little holiday-themed care package in front of several boxcars around the city.
Ooh.
Hope you didn't gorge yourselves on it. You might find the results a bit unpleasant.
Oh no.
Oh
no.
Yeah, he put a big.
Oh, that's actually in the email.
Yeah,
okay. I thought that was your reaction to it. Okay.
Exclamation points.
All right, I think maybe.
Sincerely, Detective Randy McDowell. P.S. Might want to warn your other boxcar buddies. Wouldn't want you to find yourselves all alone. Brr. You.
So I think Detective Randy has a problem with leaning on his keyboard as before he.
I think he's trying to replicate laughter. You can't do that through email, stupid.
No, you can't, and that's not how you spell laughing
Big
anyway.
dummy.
How many fucking emojis are there to
And I mean,
express laughter?
what kind of
and
care
anyway?
package? Jesus.
Yeah, we got these from a Chinese restaurant, didn't we, Greg? That's where you said you got them, right? The sweet and sour chicken. Greg,
Yes.
was this just sitting outside the boxcar? Oh my God!
It was in a big red box
Shit.
with a bow.
All right, everybody puke right now. Everybody puke. Let's do it. Fingers down the throat, everyone.
Nope.
I'm doing it.
Nope. I think this was just a gift from the gods above.
I'm starting it.
Please untie my hands. I have to puke this out.
I'll help you out in a minute here, freak. I'll help you out 1 second. Draco, I don't hear you puking. I don't puke ever. I'm not. Oh, I do feel a little funny though. Oh shit. We're all getting sick.
Man, all of you are just cowards and weaklings.
Disgusting.
I want to die.
Yeah, it's a good thing I didn't eat any of that shit. It's disgusting. I'll eat plant food. Isn't that right, Virginia?
This is
Greg,
gross. This
my
boxcar smells horrible.
Oh, Greg. Oh, Jesus.
Please help. My stomach is in so much pain.
Here, freak. Scoot a little closer. I got you, buddy. I got you. Here, I'm going to put my finger down your throat. Oh, God. It was so ready. It was so ready to come out. Ew. Oh, shit.
That's disgusting, freak.
Oh, did you grab any of that hand sanitizer from that Craigslist, dude. I need some of that. I just got some.
Yeah, I got some still in my hands.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that's a little better there. Oh, my stomach does feel better. Now I'm fucking starving again, though. Damn it! No more taking food from unlabeled containers outside the boxcar. I thought we got this from somebody.
Then perhaps I can be of assistance.
Why are you guys so sick?
Oh, God. Gollum, what are you doing here?
You!
Hi, Greggy.
Ouch!
We're weak. Why would you come here to do this?
Oh, what is this?
Dude, this is nausea.
Oh, no.
Just let it out, buddy. It's better. It's better if you do. No. You'll feel better.
Father, I noticed that you have some kind of pain inside you. Perhaps you can release it.
Let me help you.
Get away from you sons of bitches.
I can stick my finger down your throat, Greggy.
I'll bite your goddamn head.
I'm gonna help you. What's your problem? I'm trying to help.
You want to know what my problem is?
You're gonna be my dad soon.
No!
Craig, just puke. Just do it, man.
Never. Not in front of those two monsters.
Here, let me help you. I'm gonna punch you in the stomach. It's coming right now.
Don't you fucking dare!
You'll thank me later. Just open your mouth. Oh no, he swallowed it again. Is it worth this? Is it worth it?
I have my pride, damn it.
Father, you must not allow yourself to give in to one of the 7 deadly sins. That being wrath.
Yeah, you're disgusting. Dad's disgusting.
I'm gonna rip your goddamn hand off.
You're too wrathful for that.
Listen, just back up, would you? You're standing in the puke of everybody who fucking relieve themselves on the floor of the boxcar.
I cannot feel anything, for I am a machine. Hello, my name is a robot. Father, Greg, created me for the sole intention of release.
Yes, and I am Gollum, and I splash around in things all the time. And I found a robot, and I love him.
And I love you, my snooky bookie.
Yes, you're my little electric boogaloo.
If you don't leave this goddamn boxcar, I'm gonna vomit.
Yeah, this has really gotten really a lot grosser than I think either of us were expecting. But one to you, Detective McDowell. Unfortunately, Greg didn't think about that and told me that we got this from someone trustworthy. Now we're all sick. Hope you have a nice laugh.
Father,
You're so
I want
stupid.
to apologize. I know the pain that I have put you through, for I have brought you something in return for Thanksgiving, because I want to thank you for life.
Oh, that's
I
nice,
have brought
robot.
you an arm.
Oh, Greg! It's another arm, and look at it. Look how shiny that is.
You're not gonna tear this other arm off, are you?
Depends.
Speaking of depends, that's what you're gonna be wearing for the rest of your life when I'm through with you! Get that arm out of my face!
Greg, you don't want to take this arm? It's such a nice gift.
I'd rather die.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Father, we try every time.
It's okay. Don't worry, Barney. You're gonna be fine.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, screw you, father. I'm never calling you dad.
Good, I don't want you to.
Here.
Wait, no, come back. I have to kill you because I want to see my dad.
Here's a fun thing. I'm gonna kick you in the stomach before I leave. Peace. Wait for me. I love you.
Oh my god. Greg, what the fuck are full soup cans doing in your puke? You're supposed to, like, open the tops and eat the soup.
Can opener.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever been a part of. I'm leaving now. Give me those sheep tomorrow. See you later.
Please untie me. This smell in this room is very uncomfortable.
Alright, freak, here you go, buddy.
You might want to edit this entire piece out.
Thanks for your input. Maybe we'll take that later.
Never. We always leave every error in.
We leave it in. That's our philosophy. You know that, freak. Get the fuck out of here. And take Raj with you. You can get that lead out of his face, too.
I guess I'll have to roll away.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, freak. You two are disgusting. I slipped in your vomit. Oh, this is gross. I'm leaving now.
Yeah, all right, I'm taking Virginia. We're getting out of here, too. I've never seen a plant get sick before, but I just watched it, and now I got to try and recreate it. So that's what I'll be doing for the next 2 weeks. I got to experiment, see if I can make my plant, which I love more than anything. I got to see if I can make her vomit, because that's what I just watched here. You two are sick. You deserve each other. I'm out. Thanks a lot, Scummy. Thanks for coming.
I don't have anywhere to go.
Martha, can you bring us some Pepto or something?
I'm on it there. I'll just get on my faithful steed. Old Rusty. Let's go, Rusty.
That's quite a wheelchair you got there, Martha.
Yeah.
That is quick. That's quick. There's no ramp out of the boxcar. Be careful. Damn it,
My hip.
now I gotta help her if we're gonna get some Pepto.
Both of my hips. My metal hips.
Okay,
Ruined.
Greg, I'm gonna help Martha out real quick.
I want to die.
Thanks for joining us for our anniversary show. We'll see you guys next week. Maybe. This has been fun.
Don't lie to the audience, Don.
Everything you just heard was not real, but a falsehood. A made-up trip through a phantasmagoric forest. Breathe.